Beezy here coming to you from the safe zone. You know, every person in this world, we need a safe zone. Especially when it comes to the NFL and our sports teams. Every major sports fan needs a safe zone to go to after a bad loss, after a good win. I mean, those safe zones are very important. It's kind of like the man cave, or it's kind of like going out to the pub, or kind of like going to the game with all your friends and your wives and having tailgate parties and going to your season tickets. You know what I mean? It's a safe zone. So this here, right now, is the very first episode of NFL Safe Zone. Welcome, y'all. So how this show is going to go, it's going to go off of 4 downs. But before I jump into those 4 downs, please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment. Again, like, subscribe, share, comment. It's actually right there on the side of the screen. See it? Yeah, right there. You know what I mean? Graphics is wild. Alright, so let's jump to 1st and 10. Welcome to 1st and 10, y'all. So the Colts today got a huge win over the Jags. I mean, the Jags have been a nail in the Colts' asses. They actually shut our graves. I've said this before and I'll say it again. They shut our graves last year. Locked us in. But this year we finally got some revenge. I mean, they kicked our ass 24-0 in Jacksonville. But things changed here in Indianapolis. And that's a good thing because, Frank, you was on the hot seat, man. But the Colts got a 34-27 dub. Alec Pierce, oh wow. He made the biggest catch of the game. Scored a touchdown on the final drive to seal it, basically. Gave Trevor Lawrence 17 seconds, and he couldn't do nothing with it. I mean, Trevor Lawrence went 20 for 22 today, but he only threw for 165 yards. 7.5 average. I mean, come on, guys. I mean, how good is that really? It sounds like Peterson was more or less subduing him, making sure he doesn't make too many mistakes. But the Jags' run game, they gashed the Colts a few different times. I was kind of disappointed a few times, honestly, not even going to lie. But it was a hard-fought win. The Colts needed that win to stay alive in the playoff race. That actually put the Colts into 7th place right now currently, which is a good sign. Matty Ice had his 3rd comeback of the season for a win. He's had 4 total, but the 4th one was a tie. You know that 3-2-1. 3-2-1 is still salty, man. I don't like the taste of it. I never had, never will. I hate ties. NFL needs to figure that one out. Like this, that's what they need to do. Competition committee. You need to figure out why y'all ain't figured out how to fix the tie. Just say. But Deion Jackson came out big today. The Colts were down 9 times, and Jonathan Taylor. I mean, you know what's kind of wild is that with Colts running backs, or just running backs in general, when they have a great season, normally the following season they get drafted number 1 in fantasy and they don't do shit. And whoever drafted them number 1 in fantasy is pretty much screwed the rest of the season unless they figure out how to get a trade out there or fix the problems, which would mean probably have to get more receivers to make up for the lack of points you're getting out of Jonathan Taylor. Swallow that one, y'all. That's probably last place. But Gus Bradley's defense, they did give up their first points of the season. 6 points in the 4th quarter today. The Colts had not given up any points all season in the 4th quarter, which is a big accomplishment, I have to say. So, as much as I've been very flawed with the Colts defense and very upset with Kenny Moore II, who didn't make any plays again today, I am impressed with certain aspects of the defense. DeForest Buckner finally showed up today. He got a sack, and he didn't kill Trevor when he sacked him. He basically made the ref blow the whistle. He did. He literally stopped sacking him, and then the ref blew the whistle. I was like, okay, I guess he wasn't trying to get penalized. Smart move. And then the Bills and the Chiefs. I mean, this game, people were thinking it was going to be a shootout, but Tony Romo said before the game, this is going to be a 24-20 game, guys. Guess what? It ended up being a 24-20 game, and the Bills got the dub over Kansas City in the closing seconds. Mahomes threw an interception on the final drive, which you don't see that too often from Mahomes. But, I mean, that's just stuff that happens in games like this. It was a high-profile game. People were comparing it to Manning and Brady, but I'm confused. I don't see the comparison. I mean, I do and I don't. I guess okay, but I will say this: Travis Kelsey and Patrick Mahomes, they really let me down today. I had a parlay going today, and Josh Allen threw for 300 yards. Stephon Diggs got a touchdown. Patrick Mahomes, all he needed was 3 touchdowns, and all Kelsey needed was 1 touchdown. And Mahomes finished with 2 touchdowns. Kelsey finished with like 115 yards and 0 touchdowns. So thanks for screwing me out of that one, Kansas City. And then topic number 3, the Jets came out of nowhere and walloped the Packers at home today in the freezing rain. For some reason, Aaron Rodgers is terrible in different forecasts at home. I'm not sure why, what's going on, or what Matt LaFleur is doing there in Green Bay at this point. Aaron Rodgers does not seem happy. He seems like a man with both feet out the door and half his body still inside. You know what I mean? It's like an awkward fit right now. He's literally like leaning, like there's a pole there type shit. You know what I mean? Like he has no receiving core anymore. They name dropped Devontae Adams again in the press conference. That's how you know shit is bad in Green Bay, and he's going to end up getting out. I mean, they're 3-3. He has not played good football. The receiving core has been terrible, and the Jets, on the other hand, Robert Saleh came from 49ers, and he took 4 of those key players from the Niners defense and put them on the Jets defense. And out of nowhere, guess what? The Jets are beast mode, and they got Quinnen Williams up front from Alabama. Roll Tide, still young. They're going to be in the playoff, just saying. Tennessee moved up to number 3 in the country, and now that just means Georgia and Tennessee and Alabama. Alabama will play Georgia. Alabama will beat Georgia, and then they'll go to the SEC title game. Alabama will play Tennessee again, and they'll beat Tennessee. That's how shit happens, you know what I mean? But back to what I was saying, Quinnen Williams had a field day on Aaron Rodgers, sacked his ass a few different times and forced a fumble. And then Zach Wilson, I mean, he's got another dub. He's 2-0 this season since he came back from injury. The Jets are on, I believe, a 3 or 4 game win streak. I can't remember off the top of my head right now. A 3 or 4 game win streak. Impressive for the Jets, all things considering, because I didn't think they were going to be able to muster very many wins this season. I was thinking 5 total, and they're almost to 5 now. Next up, 2nd and 20. Welcome to 2nd and 20. 2nd and 20 is just 20 seconds where I'm going to rant. I got to rant about the Cowboys. Let's go. Kellen Moore, I'm fucking sick and tired. I'm damn sick and tired of you not feeding Zeke. Feed Zeke the ball. Tonight, every time you gave Zeke the ball, something positive happened. You know what happened in the first half? Mike McCarthy decided to lose the game when he went for it on 4th down and won from his own 35-yard line. And didn't give Zeke the ball. He put it in Cooper Rush's hands and he threw an incomplete pass. I mean, what the fuck is going on? Why are you trying to lose the game when you're already down 14-0 and then you went down 17-0? But your defense held them to a field goal and basically like a 3-and-out. You know what I mean? So I'm fucking sick and tired of it. McCarthy, fire Kellen Moore's ass, take over play calling duties or else. I'm just saying, Dak, please come back. Next up, 3rd and 5. So, welcome to 3rd and 5, y'all. So, 5 takeaways from today. I mean, I will say a few different things. The Seahawks got the W over the Cardinals. Geno with another win. Geno's come out this season after the Russell went out, and I mean, the Seahawks really have not looked bad at all. The Seahawks are 3-3. They beat the Cardinals 19-9. I really think the Cliff Kingsbury experience is over in Arizona. He needs to be fired. He's got a great crib, though, out there in Arizona. I've seen the pictures. I saw it when they hired him. That was part of the deal. You know, they built this man like this huge mansion and was like, hey, be our coach, we'll pay you all this money, even though, like, you never won shit at Texas Tech. I'm still confused by that. He had Patrick Mahomes, so I will give him that. Maybe you can go be offensive coordinator to Andy Reid in Kansas City, Cliff, because you're going to need a new job soon. And one of the biggest surprises today, the Steelers beat the Buccaneers 20-18. Tom Brady, you know, he was going off on his offensive line today. He had a very bad game, and so did the entire team. I mean, Fournette had a couple good runs for the Buccaneers, but you lost to the Steelers and Mitch Trubisky because Kenny Pickett got hurt. Kenny Pickett went out with a head injury, and Trubisky came in and was throwing ducats. I mean, he was throwing straight ducats on the Buccaneers. And Tom Brady, maybe you shouldn't have went to Bob Kraft's wedding on Friday. You know what I mean? Like, what's that all about? And you missed the walkthrough on Saturday. Tom's going through it, y'all. I mean, he came back and he's getting a divorce and shit because he came back. Like, what was it worth to you, Tom? Like, your family and your kids? The Buccaneers they're not very good. That's my thing, is he retired at a good time, but he decided to come back, but he came back when they thought he was done, so they don't really, you know what I mean? Like, they still have some weapons, but they're fragile. And the Giants today, 5-1 over the Ravens. Like, they are 5-1, 24-20 over the Ravens now. I mean, Lamar Jackson made a critical mistake on the final drive. They stripped him, and that was basically it. I mean, Brian Daboll has come to the Giants, and they have a different belief, a different skill set. Daniel Jones, I mean, they might have to give this man a contract. I thought Tyrod Taylor would be quarterback by now. I was wrong. And Joe Burrow, he come out the woodwork today, 30-28 over the Saints. The Saints, I'm telling y'all, the Saints find ways to lose games. I did a parlay. I did a bet today, a live bet on, it was literally 1st and 28. Or, no, it was 1st and 37. And I put that the Bengals were going to punt. And guess what the Bengals did? They kicked the field goal. 1st and 37 to 4th and 2. Luck, right? And the Vikings today barely squeaked by the Dolphins. The Dolphins had a lot of heart. For one, their third-string quarterback started over Teddy Bridgewater. I'm not really sure why. I can't even tell you all his name because he's really that nobody to me. He only had 87 yards in the first half, and then he hurt his thumb or something. But Teddy came in through 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. But the Dolphins were in the game the whole time. So I will say this. Mike McDaniel, he is young, but the man can coach. Like, the Dolphins, I think when Tua comes back next week, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. And also the Falcons, 28-14 over Jimmy G and the 49ers. I picked this game in a parlay today. I picked this game and the Vikings and won $22 off a $5 bet. I was pretty proud of myself. All things considered, since yesterday college football, I had a bad day. Today, NFL-wise, I had a good day. Other than that Cowboys-Eagles game. Next up, 4th and 1. My final thought is this. One thing about being a fan of sports and having friends that are fans of sports and stuff is that it's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be not personal. You know what I mean? So one thing I want to make things very clear to everybody with watching my shows and stuff like that is this isn't personal. I'm not coming at you. I'm coming at your team. I'm not coming at you. I'm coming at your team. You don't own that team. You might have season tickets. Yeah. You pay taxes on them. I do too. But I'm not coming at you personally. I will never say anything bad about somebody's life. I will never portray somebody in a bad light. I will clown you for being wrong about your team, though. Of course. But this is all fun and games, y'all. But please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment. Again, like, subscribe, share, comment. And before I get out of here, you know I love to end things with a quote. Frank, I guess you can keep your job today, man. Today was a good day. Until next time, y'all. Peace.